10 minutes after 6 now, a lack of affordable housing is not a problem that's unique to Florida, but a new study by Rent.com finds our state is leading the country when it comes to rent increases.
So as the price of paradise continues to rise, in-depth reporter Stassi Olmos looking at how one city in Polk County made their first affordable housing project possible. She explains it took a village.
We're getting more calls this year than ever from families who are working. They have income, but the rent was increased so much they couldn't stay.
$740 million in federal funds were designated to Florida for emergency rental assistance.
Are they going to choose to get their medication, or are they going to go ahead and choose to pay their rent?
They've been living out of the truck since Christmas.
This is the only thing I could come up with to keep my family safe.
In less than a year, 5,000 families have reached out looking for help and a place to live.
So many families just can't do it, and they are finding themselves in hotels, on the streets, looking for shelter.
It's a crisis we've been covering for more than a year. The price to live in paradise, leaving families without a roof over their head. The latest numbers from Rent.com show Florida tops the list of rent increases in the last year, up 23.9%. On top of that, Lakeland-Winter Haven is the 7th fastest growing metro area in the country, according to the Census Bureau's most recent report.
Today is the culmination of a lot of hard work.
3, 2, 1.
This week, Winter Haven leadership, along with developer Blue Sky Communities, broke ground on the city's first affordable housing complex. It's called Florence Place, located off Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard at 1st Street North. It will have 88 units at 3 different area median incomes, some at 30% AMI with rent about $300 a month, most at 60% AMI renting for about $800 a month, and a few at 80% for about $1,200.
It's been something we have been striving for years. We had a planning retreat back in 2021 with all 5 commissioners, and we invited Blue Sky to be here, and they saw the commitment and the desire that we as a city have, and they stepped up.
For many smaller cities like Winter Haven, the challenge is attracting developers and revenue sources to build housing at affordable rates.
It's complicated, and you got to have somebody like Blue Sky that'll come in and put all the pieces together and find the pots of money from the state and the city.
Especially with the cost of construction up 40%, lack of labor, and even building taking at least 5 months longer than pre-pandemic.
Blue Sky has had to find additional funding to bridge that gap. So even after we were approved for the tax credits at the state, we still had to come back to the county, and they were able to make available $2 million of American Rescue Plan funds for us.
This project took a village, including funding from the city, county, Florida Housing Finance Corporation, Chase Bank, Raymond James tax credit funds, as well as Winter Haven's own South State Bank.
It takes a partnership of people. There's 2 banks there and a financial institution as well.
And they're hoping this is just the beginning.
If anybody out there is considering Central Florida, we have lots of vacant land around. We have incentives. Come give us a look. We'll help you make it work.
In Winter Haven, I'm in-depth reporter Stassi Olmos.
Now, Blue Sky has nearly 24 other affordable housing developments in the state of Florida. Beside the one we just showed you, they're building another in an unincorporated area outside of Winter Haven. They have 2 in the works in Lakeland. They're all slated to open by the end of next year.
And when it comes to affordable housing, there's also state funding called the Sadowski Housing Trust Fund. That's money collected from real estate taxes. For decades, the state has moved more than $2 billion from this pot of money into the General Revenue Fund. It's something Polk County State Representative Sam Killebrew tried to stop in 2016.
I was trying to run a bill back when I first got in to stop the sweeping of the Sadowski Fund to go into general fund. But we weren't able to get that done. But there's still a lot of money there. And of course, the federal government and the cities, counties have done good.
Lawmakers finally passed a bill to stop the sweeping in 2021, and then last year they agreed to devote all the Sadowski money to affordable housing. A coalition projects the fund will collect about $355 million this year.